Hey everyone, welcome back. So I've got something totally different today. I did a Vicky Boutin pre-made mixed media background, and then I added some additional mixed media on it. This is really not my normal style, so I thought I would try it and see how I liked it. I'm using Nouveau paste or Nouveau mousse, some paper glaze, and then some texture paste. And I'm going to put some Nouveau glitter spray in the texture paste to kind of give it some color. I just wanted to play and to see how all of this would look together since I already had the mixed media background. I thought it'd be fun to kind of play with it. So I'm just using my brushes there. Now that Nouveau mousse, if you wanted to go on thick like I did, I use it in chunks. It kind of gets crumbly. I know a lot of people use like plastic wrap to save it, so that might be a good suggestion. A lot of these products are available, including the stencils, on the My Little Scrapbook Store page, and I'll link that below. Um, it was a lot of fun just to play around. I will be honest and say this is not my normal style, so it was fun. Every once in a while, you do scrapbooking not because you're trying to get a page done, but because you just want to play around. And that's kind of what I did. Is I just took out some stencils, and I've seen a lot of people use stencils lately, and that's really one of the things I wanted to focus on this month was just getting my stencils used. So I used three different stencils from I think actually from three different collections of Vicky Boutins and just really played around. I also wanted to see the difference in some of these mediums that I had. So I have this mousse, and then I have the picket fence glazes, and then I have, or maybe Pink and Main, I think it's Picket Fences. And then I have this matte texture paste. So I really wanted to see how each of them reacted and how they looked like. So for me, this was kind of just an opportunity to play around with the different mediums. So the first thing I did was put this mousse through the wave stencil, kind of creating a big background to put the other stuff on. And I needed something that was white. So this mousse is iridescent and it really ends up looking cool when it dries. I've used it for snow. I've used it for stars. It's really fun. So the next thing I'm going to do is use the texture paste. Now this is a lot more watery than I expected. And then, of course, my glitter spray does not, my mica mist does not actually spray anymore. So I dumped a lot more of that than I intended. So it became too watery. So I have to add more paste to it. And basically, I'm just trying to get a good consistency that I think will go through the stencils. Now, because this is watery, I do spray this stencil with the uh, purple. What is it called? Let's look at the title there. Pixie spray, with the pixie spray so that it'll stick. And I'm just pushing this through. Now, this blue mica mist, you guys know this is one of my favorite mica mists. It's this deep kind of navy. It's almost a denim blue jean. It shows up, and you'll see it when it dries because I'm going to put it on some white cardstock too just to get the feeling. It really did turn out cool. And out of all of them, the texture paste with the color in it is probably my favorite, mainly because it really gave a lot of dimension to the page. You can see the dots. They really stood up and they stand up well. So if you're just looking for one product, if you were to get this texture paste, you can actually apply it to other things. So you can actually apply other things to it to get the color. So I add just a little bit more of the dots there, and then I'm looking and I realize I have so much of this left. I go ahead and I grab just a white piece of card, and I'm just going to put it on in a few other places just to kind of use this up. And I end up using this background on another layout. Really, really fun. And I do have some areas where it kind of dribbled through, but that's okay. You're not, this kind of stenciling is not for perfection. It's kind of just to get an idea of what it is. Now, if I was stenciling with, you know, um, my Distress Oxides and I was trying to go for a more clean look, that'd be one thing, but I'm just going to get some color across this page. So I'm just doing it in different places just to kind of get a feel and to use that up. And I end up loving how this looks, and you can kind of already see it really adds quite a bit of texture. I really like this particular mixed media. I think this is going to be one of my go-tos going forward. So now this is actually the next day. I let all that dry, and you can see those dots. And I know the glare from my camera is pretty bad, but it turned out really well. This picket fences rose gold glaze I've used a lot. I will say one of the problems, and you're going to see it on the one on the left, is because there is so much texture on the other media that I put down. I end up getting a lot of bleed through on some of these. So probably should have done the least texture, which is this one first, and then move to the ones with the more texture, just for the adherence of the. And I could tell there was something sticking beneath one of those spots on the stencil, and I just went ahead and did it because at that point I'd already stuck it down. So you're going to see this particular one has a lot of bleed through, and there's really nothing I can do about that. I try to clean it up, but there's not much you can do. So that is the mixed media. Now we're going to go ahead and just build the page. I'm doing a 2-page layout. I did have a sketch and then that I found, and then I couldn't find it again. So it was in my head, but the sketch had four 4x4s. Actually, it had 6 4x4s on one side of the page, and then 2 vertical pictures on the other side of the page. And so that's what I'm going for, except I end up looking at my pictures and realizing I really only have 4 kind of horizontal pictures that I want to use. They're all so similar. This is the Cliffs of Moher, and I've already done a couple of pages with the Cliffs of Moher. I've done a pages in this boat. So at this point, I'm just trying to get the pictures that are different and put them on a paper. And I really like how this looks, but I know I need to have a background page. So I'm going to pull out some dark blue. This is the dark blue from Close to My Heart that has a little bit of a pattern on it. It came with one of the collections this summer, and I thought that pattern kind of reminded me, it looked nautical to me. I know it's like a chain link fence, but it kind of looked nautical. I'm going to put those wonky, and then I'm going to match the other side with another block of the dark blue and put that on there. And once again, just trying to see, how I like it. I didn't want it to be too much the same, and then that covered up too much, so I'm going to cut it down a little bit more. So I'm really just playing around. And like I said, I know that there was a sketch. I can't find it. I really couldn't, I couldn't find it again. So I just I'm going with it now. And I apologize about the glare. The way my camera is working, it's just not doing well at night. So one of the reasons I use the dots is I had the vellum piece from Color Study, and I had punched out all of these circles. And in my head, it's not about water, it's not about any of that. But in my head, this particular layout just screamed, let's put all the circles on it. And that's what I did. So I laid them all out, and I just thought it looked fun. To me, this page looks fun. It's not a page that I would normally do. But it is a page that, to me is fun in my album. It's fun to look at, and I like it. So now I'm going to glue everything down, and I'm going to not make you watch that process because it did take a while. I did just use wet glue on the back of the vellum, and they stuck okay, but it was touch and go there for a second. I got a little concerned that my wet glue was not going to hold, and so I didn't make you watch all of that. I went back with just some of that blue mica mist, and I did some dots just to add a little bit of the dark color all around. And now I'm going to decide if I want to embellish anymore. And the only other embellishment I had even gotten out to use was these Bella Boulevard puffy stickers, because I knew I wanted some more of the white to pop through. And that's basically it, because sometimes, to me personally, you guys have seen my style enough now. This is a lot on a page. I don't usually use this much on a page, so I didn't want to add any extra stickers. Now I do have these Daydream from Coco Vanilla word titles that I have just loving using, and I'm looking for something that kind of spoke to me. And I wanted to put our days together, but then the title just got so big. So then I was like, oh, lucky days. But then I was like, that doesn't really make sense. And then I ended up going with lucky together. And it is kind of how we felt seeing the cliffs of Moher, being in that boat, being together. It was a really Ireland was kind of a great adventure for John and we did feel lucky together. So if you'll notice, I have finally moved on from the horrible, horrible foam tape that I got from the Amazon to the foam tape from my little scrapbook store, and it's great. The only thing I will say is that I have almost no nails. So for me, it's a little bit hard, and I haven't got really good at using my tweezers yet. So I need to get better at that. Um, Hopefully you can see how this page looks. I don't have a great close-up picture, but I'm hoping you like it. It's, like I said, something totally different for me. But if you liked it, or even if you didn't, leave me a comment and let me know what you thought. I'm really enjoying using this paper. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you later. Bye bye.